Ichimoku Cloud is a Japanese indicator as reliable as simple as Japanese cars. And if you watch this non-standard trading, you will be able to increase your balance 2-3 times in one trading session, just like me. If you understand how everything works, you will forget about your strategy and about all the others. You will have no problem repeating my result if you watch to the end, because there are quite a few mistakes that you should definitely eliminate from your trading. I will show you all the nuances, and traditionally, if I see a super confident cool trade, I will give you this signal in my channel. So join me. So let's get started. I opened the trading platform Pocket Option. I have a balance of $996 today. Respectively, if I earn today $1,000 on top, it will be a very good result. The very first thing we need to know is the choice of chart. Initially, of course, we add an indicator in the indicator section. Here it is called absolutely the same. Add it, and the most important thing is for us to now is to customize it. That is, we click here on the pencil, and in the styles I just turn off these first 3 lines. We don't need them today. This is how a good chart looks like, which can be traded on a breakout. However, in this chart, you most likely cannot trade normally as from the support or resistance zone, because the only thing I see here is this reaction, and this reaction is not very confident. So it is very important for us to find a chart that will be maximally synchronized with the indicator and look for signals on it. When we have a sideways movement on the market, we also do not trade about it. Unfortunately, nobody will tell you about it except me. But here we have a sideways movement, and just look how many interactions and crossings of price and indicator we have here. We will not get any signals and we will not earn anything. So when this happens on the market, we also skip it. Now I will find you an ideal example on which you can trade, and we will enter the first trade. And here is the first situation we have. I wait until we have this Japanese candle, and in 1 second we enter the first trade for 1 minute. I have 300 trade amounts. So what can we observe here? First of all, we have a very good uptrend, and if you look for several hours, we have never gone beyond the lower line of this indicator. That is, this indicator in our case is a good support for us, but we can see it only if we add this indicator. Secondly, I pay attention to the fact that right now we have a good level formed because the indicator line is horizontal. That is, either the line is a dynamic position, let's say in the upward direction when the trend is upward, or they can be, for example, in the downward direction when the trend is downward. But now we have a clear support from which we can open trades right now. Unfortunately, the first trade was not successful, but that's okay. We are opening the second one, and I am ready to sacrifice one trade for the sake of a series of profitable signals. So here we also have a pattern confirmed, which is called a doji. This shows that the trend will continue because we have a small body and a big shadow which is directed downward. That is, in general, this level is held by buyers, and you can of course make trades directly from the lower boundary, or you can wait for confirming factors as I do. So how do you trade? You decide for yourself, but I will take extra precaution for myself and always open a trade, let's say on the continuation of the trend after I have more reasons to continue trading on the trend. That's why I never rush. Right now, I am back to my original balance, and therefore I can open the second trade safely. Let's wait to see how it turns out. Right now, I decide to make another trade, clearly from the minimum value that we have formed right here. Let's wait for the result. It's actually a very simple situation. Each of you can repeat this trade, this situation, and trade personally. So in just one series of trades, I have already succeeded, increased my balance by 50%, all because I placed an additional trade right at the base of this lower boundary. Now, as we can see, the trend is slowly starting to fade as the indicators crossed here, but this is no reason to stop trading. If you want to copy trades like mine automatically, you can also email me personally using the link from the description, and I will connect you to my account if you don't have time to trade on your own. Well, a few minutes later, I find another good trade for you. Now I think we have a very good entry point, and let me explain why. First of all, as we can see, we had a downward movement. Unfortunately, we can't track with you that there were a lot of reactions, but the previous upward movement had quite accurate reactions. So this chart is quite good for us. What do we see here? First of all, this area has been a resistance for us all the time. Now, as we can see, we are crossing it, so the trend change. And first of all, the trend change is due to the fact that we have broken through this Ichimoku area, and now we have returned to it for retesting. Accordingly, it is a classic situation, a breakdown retest and a continuation of the trend. Therefore, I expect a good upward movement here. I open a trade, but not immediately after the formation of the doji squall, but at least I tried to open it in time. Here we have formed just the squall with a small body of a large shadow, which is directed downward. This tells us that there is a buyer in the market. And also pay attention to this flat horizontal line, which acted as a support for our chart here. The signal has worked itself out. Now it is risky to enter the market, so we are looking for the next situation. Now I am closely watching the formation of this red Japanese candlestick. Of course, it is already very large, so if there is any return to this border, at least a small one, that is, we need to draw a small green candlestick, and then I will enter the trade on the downside. Of course, on the downside, because we had a lot of recent reactions which tell us that the zone is still unattainable. For the chart, that is, in fact, it is like a concrete slab which keeps our chart in the downward direction all the time. Therefore, we wait for a return to this area and open a trade. I think now is a good time to enter the trade. As we have formed a green candle with a small tail that is a shadow, we will see how this signal works out, but we got a very good reaction from this resistance zone. Wow, look what a good result. We are already getting plus 100% to our balance deposit. To be honest with you, this result is quite enough for me, because literally for 20-25 minutes of trading to earn a whole $1,000 is a very good result even for me. Guys, I remind you that you can copy these trades absolutely free of charge in my Telegram channel. All you have to do is follow the link in the description and subscribe. Also, thank you for watching this video. See you very soon.